It's hard for you to do anything because your two sons are gone. But he says, Matt, this is the reason why I have to come through. I want her to know that I'm truly not gone. I want her to know that I'm truly right here. First of all, where are you guys from?
We're in Omaha, in Nebraska.
Perfect. Well, first of all, I'm glad that you're here. And right away, there's a couple souls that are here that's departed, but right away, I keep hearing I'm the father. So first of all, did your dad depart?
Yes, my dad has.
And then also at the same time when I'm connecting, there's also a young male that's here that had passed
Yes.
as well.
Two sons, Joseph Michael and Dakota Ross, Cody.
Okay. So please know that both of your sons are here with your father because your dad just
praise God.
And I first of all want to talk about your son that just recently passed away. He says to me that the first thing that he wants you to know about your son is that first of all that he's okay. But right away when I'm connecting with him, he says, Matt, I was battling depression here in this world, he tells me.
Yes, that's Cody. That's our youngest.
So please know that that's his way of acknowledging that he's stepping forward first. I want to start with your youngest son because he says to me, Matt, let my mom know that I know she was trying to help me. And he keeps telling me this again and again and again and again. You know, what's so tough about this is that your youngest son, he was your heart and soul here in the physical world.
Yes.
And what was so tough about this is that you knew that he needed extra help here in this world because he tells me that his whole life, you took him under your wing and you were always very connected to him. And also you're always very scared about him because of the fact that you could see that he had a tough time battling his emotions here in this world. And when I'm connecting with him, he was brilliant here in this world. Your son was
Absolutely.
so smart. But
Absolutely.
the tough part is that he keeps telling me, Matt, the world didn't understand me, he tells me. People didn't understand who I was. He tells me he had a hard time making friends. He tells me that he stopped being a social person. Is that true?
He did kind of slow down on being a social person. He was in high school and one of his best friends had committed suicide. And
Wait, hold on. Was that the friend who shot himself?
yes, Cody shot himself.
Because he just said to me about shooting himself here in this world. Oh, wait, so that was your son that shot himself. That's why he's coming through. Because he kept showing me visions of a gun and he kept showing me about the way that he was found. He says to me, Matt, he goes, I want my mom to know one thing. He says, I wish that I knew what I knew now. He says, because literally, he says, I was trapped in my own mind here in this world. He says, and literally, he died of a broken heart here in the physical world over losing that friend. But also at the same time, he says that the anxiety and the pain and the hurt that he was feeling here in this world just completely overtook him. To me, this. Listen, what did he just say to you in the beginning of the reading? He says to me, Mom, I know you were trying to help me. I know you were trying to help me. You need to know this because he says to me, Matt, he goes, my mother goes back again and again and again. And all you do is you keep questioning. Did he know how much I loved him? Did he know that he didn't have to do this? Did he know that I was going to do everything for him? He says, I know. And he also tells me about the way that you would call him every day. You would talk to him every day. You'd be on the phone with him constantly. Yeah. He says, but Mom, he says, I had other things that I was hiding from you. And I'm going to be honest with you. And I know this isn't what you want to hear, but I got to tell you everything that he's telling me because it's the only way you're going to be able to heal. He just showed me medication bottles when I'm connecting with him. So when I see that, that means that there were things that he was taking. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I found a bottle of some sort of pill. I don't know what it was in his car when I was cleaning it out. I questioned him about it and he said it was his friends. It belonged to his friend. I didn't visually ever see him take anything.
This is what's so tough. He says, Matt, I never wanted to disappoint my mother. I never wanted to make her nervous. I never wanted to make her sad. I didn't want to scare her. He says, but what was so tough is that with your son, it's like you were battling this invisible barrier between you and between him, because there were some times when you just couldn't talk with him, when you couldn't get through to him, when he wouldn't listen. And it's because he was experimenting with some type of medication that's here. Because I do see that. And he says to me, Matt, this caused me to get more into a depression here in this world. But he's there with his other brother. And not only is he there with his other brother, he's there with your father. And he says to me that you pray for their soul every single day and you wonder who they're with, who's looking after my boys, who's looking after my boys. Your dad is. They're also telling me they came to get the dog. So after you lost your sons, they're telling me that you were like got so attached to this dog and then the dog had passed. And you're like, I can't believe this. Know that your boys came to get that dog because they keep saying the dog's here. She's right here with me. She's right here with me. They're telling me.
Thank God.
He goes, Mom, do you know how much I love you? Do you know how much I love you? And he's telling you this for one reason. He tells me about the pain that you've been going through since his passing. And he shows me about the way that you don't want to do the holidays, that it's hard for you even to celebrate a birthday. It's hard for you to do anything because your two sons are gone. But he says, Matt, this is the reason why I have to come through. I want her to know that I'm truly not gone. I want her to know that I'm truly right here. I got to bring up some hard things with you. Your son tells me that you've been going through so much heartache and so much pain that for some reason you think you're going to die.
Yes.
And what's crazy is that why are you like planning your own funeral? Your sons were like telling me like that you were thinking about what happens if you die.
Then I'm with them.
Are you journaling? It looks like there's a notebook that you've been writing in.
I have a notebook and it's something about wandering. And I always think about penning things in it.
He's saying to me, you need to get your thoughts out. You need to write in this book. And your son said to me, Matt, please let my mom know that when I did this to myself, I was not in my right mind. He says, I was overwhelmed. He says, I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. He says, and I made a bad decision and I regret that. Now, what's also weird is I keep seeing a symbol. He's showing me an angel wing necklace. What's the connection with the necklace with wings on it?
Our ashes that we have of both Joe and Cody are in little containers.
And they have wings on them.
Also, on the back window of our car, we have Joe riding with the angels.
So please know, they know that you did this because they're saying the angel wings. And then all of a sudden they would show me the necklace and all these things.
My angel wings on my back.
And my daughter has angel wings on her back.
Perfect. So that's the symbol that you use for them. Please know that this is their way of validating to you that they are safe and at peace, that they are there and with you. And more importantly, this is what their way of validating to you from the other side, that their soul is always and forever there. He says, Mom, just think about me, Dad, and my brother, and instantly we will hear you. Please know that. He's telling you that you need to take care of yourself. You haven't been eating, he tells me. You've lost a lot of weight. He says to me, he goes, Matt, tell my mom she's going to start eating. I'm worried about her because you don't share this with your daughters, but he tells me you've been feeling lightheaded. He is worried. He goes, Matt, she's going to end up falling. If something's going to happen to her if she doesn't get herself together. And I also know this. He said to me, Matt, he says, do you know that my mom asked for one thing? She said, if this is real, if you're here, if you're with me, if you hear me, please just come through. And you said that if you heard from them and heard this message, that you'd be able to heal, you'd be able to know that you're okay, and you'd be able to live life again. Because he talks about you saying this to them. This is your son's way of saying, Mom, I heard your message. And if Matt can tell you that, and Matt can hear that message from us, he says, it's my way of letting you know that I can hear you too, because I told him. So this is their way of letting you know that, listen, this isn't going to heal everything today, but I do want you to know that anytime that you're in doubt, anytime you're missing your sons, to think and know that they're with your dad. Know that they're with you and that they are special angels that are just watching over you every single day. They said, don't think about the day that I died. Think about the love that we had.